My name is Grace Ashlin. I'm a social worker, assistant professor, and the coordinator of the Community Health and Human Services programs at SUNY Herkimer. I like that it's the perfect blend of infusing what I did in the field for several decades into the classroom. So instead of students hearing about what they may come in contact with, actually being able to integrate real life examples and having discussions around that, and just really being able to inspire the next generation of change agents who are going to be doing that in the field themselves. A lot of our students that are coming in, unlike other programs, are having real life experiences that are matching the Bureau of Labor Statistics trajectory for what the job sectors are going to look like in the next 10 years. So our program offers a lot of new courses that are commensurate to what they would need in the field. So to give an example, a lot of professionals that are already working in the field are seeking credentials or certificates or micro-credentials, professional development certificate programs to try and match things that our students are already getting, that are already embedded into the curriculum program. So things like addiction, trauma-informed care, peer dynamics and group facilitation. And then we have a partnership with the Mental Health Association where they can already get their mandated reporting for free and then become certified care path coaches. One of the major misconceptions about community health and human services as a field is that it's very narrow. And in fact, it's one of the most versatile fields. So to give an example, I was working with police and prevention and then foster care and clinical social work, all with a degree with human services. So I think that's a common misconception that people will have. They don't understand that you're not pigeonholed to just one particular pathway, and that's a really great advantage for students, both financially and then even just with their own trajectory, if they choose that they want to start off in maybe something that's more of prevention versus therapy or community development. So we have a lot of students who have been hired post-graduation where they could work at the crime victims unit, they could work in foster care and adoption, prevention, disability services, working with individuals with co-occurring disorders, so whether they're struggling with addiction and mental health. The other piece to our program that's very different from other programs on campus or in other communities is that our students are offered to choose a site, an internship site. And that's really key because outside of just the curriculum-based material that they're getting within the classroom, they have an opportunity to actually have real life experience with supervised guidance. So if you have a student who says, gee, I think I would really love to work with individuals struggling with addiction, they can work under the supervision to find out whether or not they really like that. And if they don't, they can change that before they've graduated. And then the majority of our students, once they have successfully completed their internship, a large percentage of them are already employed through that particular site. And that's prior to them even graduating. So it works on all ends, really, because you have employers that have vacancies and needing to find individuals to fill those vacancies, especially because it is one of the fastest growing industries. But then it helps students because they're really getting their money's worth. Now is the best time to participate. There are opportunities that we couldn't have offered pre-pandemic. There are openings and opportunities even within the classroom and the program itself. The partnership with the state is the first that we've ever seen that happen, where a state agency said we will partner with a community college that's within this community health and human services sector and offer a certified training that would cost professionals already working in the field, some of which may have their master's to their doctorate, thousands of dollars. Our students are getting it that's embedded as part of their tuition payment. So this is just a really exciting time for students to kind of cut the time span that used to be 4 years to get some of these jobs in really 2 years. Our classroom sizes is a huge bonus, and that's feedback that I get every year. They love that it's personalized with their professors, that you don't have so many students in a classroom, which makes it much more challenging for a professor, even well-intended, to really have a one-on-one connection. There aren't professors here on campus that are not going to go above and beyond to know your name. What are your career goals? What are your interests within the classroom? And I think that's very unique, especially when you're comparing it to larger institutions. We also have professors that really come from reputable credentials and have experience. They're working in their communities. They're well versed in what they need in the field. And that really lends itself beyond textbook. And that's something that I've seen that our students in particular really appreciate, that when they're coming in, aside from just getting textbook material, they're really getting real life guidance and advising. And I think students feel seen and heard, and I think especially in community health and human services, it really lends itself to years where people were very segregated. They weren't able to really learn face-to-face, and I just think that that's something that we offer that is so extraordinarily unique, and we do it well. I'll have some students who will say, you know, you mentioned that you did this in the field. How did you even get into that? It's all about networking, which is why the internship component is so profound, because they're able to talk to other professionals in the field. And then once they're going into their internship site and maybe they come across a particular program or a service that they may not have envisioned before, they can talk to them about, hey, I love this. How did you get into peer group work? Or how did you get into peer legal advocacy? And so I always say, ask a lot of questions, make sure that you're talking to people and ask them how they did